Hi, welcome back to my channel. My name is Melanie and I make videos about living in Copenhagen. Now, in the words of the great band ABBA, here we go again. I am making another video about COVID in Denmark, which I have to say this time round, we're going into a second lockdown. This time round, it's actually really has got to me a little bit, because back in March, we kind of thought, well, you know, we're doing this, we're going to stop COVID, it's all going to be over. In the days when we called it coronavirus, I said something to my husband the other day about something that happened back in March, and he said, oh, I don't really remember that. And I said, yeah, it's because it feels like it was 4 years ago. Remember when we all made those Dalgona coffees? That was a bit of fun, wasn't it? And, you know, the weather was good, and we thought that we were just doing this for a short amount of time, and it was all going to be over. You know, we watched so many of these movies on TV where, you know, it's all done and dusted in an hour and a half. Well, this hasn't been done and dusted in an hour and a half at all. And here we are, as I say, here we go again. With restrictions. Yesterday, I have to say that when it was announced at midday by the Prime Minister, so that was yesterday, which the date yesterday was the 7th, was announced yesterday. I was actually in the Round Tower making a video for this channel about visiting the Round Tower, and I watched some of the press conference with the guy that worked in there, and he said, well, you know, that's it. We're now closed now until January. So I'm still going to make that video. I'm going to put it to one side and I will publish it when they're open again. But today I thought, as I've done all those other times before, do you remember when I stood outside in the sunshine and did these videos? Yeah, as I say, it's got me down this time because we're so close to Christmas. It really does feel like it's been going on for such a long time, and you know, we've got things that normally we would look forward to at Christmas that we can't. So without getting too depressed and too down about it, I thought I would do, just bringing my notepad over, I thought I would do what I've done all the way through and just kind of talk you through what the current restrictions are in Denmark. Now, you can find all of this information down below. I will link to suitable news articles for it, but let's just go through what it actually means. So it's a partial lockdown and it runs from tomorrow, the 9th of December until the 3rd of January. Now, the reason why these new restrictions have come in is because we're seeing a spike. We've had nearly 2,000 new cases recorded in the last 24 hours. And they believe, the scientists and the government believe, that if we don't do this now, we're going to be looking at 4,000 every day. We've got 328 people currently in hospital, and they believe that by the end of that week, it's going to be up to 400 people. So we really need to do something. The highest rates are in the young people, so they are offering mass testing, and here's a little image somewhere. I'm going to put an image in of one of the mobile test centres that's by a teacher training college by my son's school. So they are wanting to do mass testing of young people because that's where the rates are the highest, and perhaps those people are slightly less careful than older people are. You know, who knows? Who knows what the reason is, but that's the reason. So let's go through. It's going to cover 38 municipalities in Denmark, so that's about 50% of the population are going to be affected by this. That includes the main cities of Aarhus, Copenhagen, Odense, and a number of other regions. Again, you can find out whether your region is included in this in the notes below. What it actually is going to mean is that restaurants and bars are going to be closed, and cafes and coffee shops are going to be closed except for takeaways. The gyms, sports centres, swimming pools, they're all going to be closed. The cultural sector, again, is going to be hit and is going to be closed. So that is theatres, cinemas, any inside places in Tivoli, the zoo, aquariums, they're going to have to be closed, although the outside parts of those places will still be open. Just a point of note, if you want to go to Tivoli, you do have to book a time slot, and they do get taken up quite quickly because they have quite a small number of people, I think, that they can have in at any time. So museums, theatres, cinemas, libraries are all going to be closed. Now, the same again as last time. If you currently have books out of the library that are going to be overdue during this period, they're going to give you some leeway, I think, until February to return those books. So you don't need to panic. You can keep hold of those books. The biggest impact, I think, is going to be the fact that education from grade 5 upwards is going to go back to remote learning. I'm not going to call it homeschooling because they've made it very clear to us this time that we're not teaching our children. They're going to be doing it. We've just got to support them. So from tomorrow, from 5th grade, so that's around 10 and 11-year-olds, that's my son's age, upwards, including higher education, language schools, all of that, are going to be shut and go to remote learning. Now, I took my son in today because he needed to go in because it's the last day and they're being given materials to take home. But I have to say, the streets were pretty much deserted. I didn't see many kids going in. The teacher training college was deserted as well. I think a lot of people have chosen to start this lockdown for their kids today. Which, you know, for my son, he needed to go in and get more of the resources. Now, his teacher has been really forward thinking. She made them prepare these, what she called COVID packs, where they pasted in lots and lots of different things that she can guide them through. He may or may not be using that. Some of that would be if it was a sudden having to be sent home, like if somebody tested positive in their class and they had the 10 days at home. So he's got all of that stuff. So from tomorrow until the end of the Christmas, end of term, when Christmas starts on the 18th, it's going to be remote learning. Apart from that, people who can work at home should work at home. All public sector workers have been sent home to work from there where they can. And the current restrictions that we already had in place obviously are going to continue. So mask wearing in public transport and in all indoor public spaces that are still open, you need to wear a mask. Assembly limit of 10 people, and that includes over Christmas as well. So really, that's our new mini lockdown 2.0, whatever you want to call it. It's not as I was going to say it's not as bad as last time. Actually, I think it's worse than last time. But in terms of practical things, it's not as bad as last time. Shops can still remain open. They're going to have longer opening hours, so you can still do your Christmas shopping, etc. But like I say, I mean, it's so... Look behind me. You know, this is like just after 10 o'clock in the morning. It's dark, it's gloomy, it's pouring with rain. We've got Christmas coming up and so many things that normally we, you know, Christmas markets we would go to, we would be able to go to Tivoli whenever we wanted. You know, we could have, you know, you could have family come to visit. Now, I know some people are able to do that, but for a lot of people, before a vaccine is available for grandparents, it's just simply not something that, you know, you really want to do. You want to show your love for your family members by keeping them safe at this time of the year. So, yeah, that is about it. I thought I would do this really, really short video and just let you know, verbally, if you like, what those restrictions are. But if you are in any doubt and you want to get any more information, like I say, I'm going to put lots of links down below so you can follow those yourself. But just to clarify, these restrictions start from Wednesday, the 9th of December and run until January the 3rd currently. But of course, like always, that's going to be assessed and they're going to find out what needs to be done, whether this needs to be extended. But, you know, Mette Frederiksen, our Prime Minister, you know, she's been very serious about this and she has said January and February, you know, we've got tough times ahead. We've got further tough times ahead. So the only thing we can do is follow these rules, do the best we can to keep each other safe and ourselves safe. This morning when I went through the airport on my way home, there was 0 people on the train from the city centre to the airport. When I looked at the test centre, I have never seen queues that long waiting for the test centre. All these poor people standing there under their umbrellas, you know, waiting for the test to be taken. And at the moment, the rate, I think they're saying the positive rate of tests is over 2% of people who are testing positive. Now, back in the summer, that was 0.0%. So you can see that we're certainly into a second wave here. But fingers crossed, you know, we can keep a lid on it again. We can all work together and let's keep that working together. I know in a lot of countries there's so much division at the moment, but here in Denmark I'm not sensing there is that division between people. So, you know, yeah, take care of yourselves. Until next time, bye for now.